John, have you got a story for me?
Yeah, I'm going to be telling a story about my old babysitter, Mrs. Knox. Check it out. So I lived in Pensacola, Florida. It was about 2010, 10 years old. Mrs. Knox was an interesting person, okay? I'm not sure how my dad met this woman, found this woman, but she was a babysitter. Mrs. Knox. She was a very interesting person. So, my little brother Sebastian and I, we would go over to Mrs. Knox's house before school. Every day. Sometimes after school. Most days of the week. She'd, walk us to school, Rhodes Elementary in East Milton, Florida. And Mrs. Knox, we'd go over there in the morning and, we'd watch cartoons in the morning. It was a good time. Typical childhood time. Well, in the afternoon time though, that's when things got weird. A little side note, Mrs. Knox, she wanted to be an artist. And she would draw these pictures, she had some drawing tutorial books, and she'd draw, make little sketches and things like that. One day I asked if I could go through her art gallery, just out of curiosity. It was about that time where I started getting into drawing and art and pencil sketches and things like that. I asked her,
Mrs. Knox, can I go through your little sketchbook?
Mrs. Knox had a husband named Richie. Pretty sure he had autism. Not 100% certain. Richie was into jiu-jitsu. He had this little wooden stick, little bar, about 6 foot, 5 foot long, about ½ inch wide. Never saw him use it. Not sure that he actually used it. I think it was just more of a delusion in his mind that he was doing jiu-jitsu. But anyway, so I played with the little jiu-jitsu stick and all that stuff, and it was a good time. But anyway, so I asked Mrs. Knox.
Can I go through your little art gallery that you've got? Some of your sketchbooks and...
kind of for some references. Because, like I said, I was getting into drawing at the time. Just wanted to see, kind of like, if she could do it, I could do it, type thing. I started going through the art gallery and noticed some pretty gruesome pictures of little kids and, they had like little head wounds from like gunshots and stab wounds in the chest, and I walked up to her and I said,
Mrs. Knox, what is all this? Why are you drawing all this stuff?
She said,
well, that's my inspiration.
I said, well,
what's your inspiration though? Do you watch crime shows and things like that?
She said,
No, it's my imagination.
I said,
so your imagination is your inspiration?
She said, yeah, my imagination is my inspiration.
So Mrs. Knox, that seems a little bit odd.
And at the time I was 10 years old, so I didn't really fully grasp kind of what was going on at the time. I just thought, she's drawing these gruesome pictures, and she was drawing pictures of kids getting shot in the head and stab wounds in the rib cage, and it was so bad. And I went home and I told my dad about it one day, and I said, Dad,
Mrs. Knox is drawing some scary pictures. I'm a little bit concerned about it.
Of course, at the time I was 10 years old. I didn't know what the word concerned meant. I didn't use that word, but I was worried about it.
He said, oh, it's nothing to worry about.
And I just thought, okay, if my dad approves, I approve. And, at the time I was young, I was naive, I just didn't really understand. A couple of years went by. Mrs. Knox she was my babysitter. She had her husband Richie, and one of my favorite pastimes is we would eat ramen noodles there, and she made them so horribly. I don't know if any of the viewers have ever eaten ramen noodles before. I would assume most of you have, but she would make them so flavorless. She put so much water in these ramen noodles, and she had these little bowls with a straw on them. So they were kind of like cereal bowls where you could, drink the milk or the the soup, whatever it was.
Get after it then.
Going through a sketchbook, like I said, I noticed some gruesome drawings, some gruesome pictures, and I asked her about it. One day I got brave and I asked her about it, and I said,
Hey, what are you drawing this for? Obviously, I said about the inspiration and the things like that. Have the imagination, the inspiration kind of tied together.
one day she said, and this is what really got me. She said,
Well, I've been seeing things in my dreams.
And I said, what are you seeing, Mrs. Knox? She said,
So I've been seeing you and Sebastian.
I said, what does that mean? And she goes,
Well, your dad is an evil man.
I said, what are you talking about? Like, why would you babysit us if he's an evil man? You know, why would you take payment from him if he was an evil man?
She says, Well, I need the money.
I said,
What
well,
does that have to do with anything?
I mean, obviously money is money, whatever. She said,
Well, he's an evil man. I see these visions in my dreams that, he shot you, he stabbed you.
I said,
Mrs. Knox, what are you talking about? My dad's not an evil man. He's a single parent. He's raising us kids, and he's doing the right things. What makes him so evil?
she
She
said,
says, Well, it's my imagination. I said,
But imagination is a scary thing. If that's what you think, imagination is so scary to me. And I said, I don't ever want to imagine anything. If that's what imagination is.
she said,
No, trust me. She said, one day your dad is going to shoot you. One day your dad is going to stab Sebastian under the 5th rib.
and I said,
Mrs. Knox, under the 5th rib. That's a Bible story.
at the time, I was not going to church, but I just knew I had heard somewhere that Adam got his 5th rib taken to make Eve. And I said,
Mrs. Knox, that is a scary story, and I don't think my dad would ever do something like that.
she
I
said,
said, No, John, listen. Your dad is going to shoot you in the face.
I said,
Whoa. Hold on now, Mrs. Knox. That's ridiculous.
she said,
No, trust me. He's going to.
and I went home and I told my dad, and I
I
said,
said, Dad, are you going to shoot me in the face?
he said,
Why would I shoot you in the face?
I
And
said,
Mrs. Knox told me you were going to shoot me in the face. And she was going to stab Sebastian under the 5th rib.
and he's like,
Why would I ever do that? You're my sons.
and and he was just so concerned about it, and I said,
Mrs. Knox told me. She told me that it was going to happen. And she knows the future. She had this imagination. She had an image in her mind that it was going to happen. She had a dream. She has pictures of it, what it's going to look like.
he said,
John, that's ridiculous. I've never heard anything so stupid in my entire life.
and I said,
Dad, no, trust me. Mrs. Knox told me that it was going to happen.
and he said, I'll never forget, he said,
John, if I was to shoot you in the face, I wouldn't shoot you in the face. I'd shoot you in the heart, just to make sure you were actually dead.
I said,
Damn.
first time I ever cussed, I said,
Damn, Dad. That's ridiculous.
and he said,
Don't you ever say that word again. I
I
said,
said, what? Damn? He said,
no, ridiculous. Nothing I ever say is ridiculous. Take every word I say with a grain of salt, and I mean every single word I say.
I said,
yes, sir. That's right, Dad. You mean every word you say.
everyone from that point on, never saw Mrs. Knox again. Mrs. Knox was a pretty scary person. She looked like a dude. Had a little mustache going, had a little short hair. There's a spider on the floor. That hurt quite a bit. Can you give me some water? I really need some water. I feel sick. I'm serious, dude. Give me some damn water. I'm gonna throw up. Damn, it really hurt. Okay, Byron. Check it out. I'm gonna go take a shower.
John, dude, wash your damn feet. I can smell it from here.